Did you know that protein is found throughout your body? In muscle, bone, skin, hair, and virtually every other body part or tissue. There are several different proteins that make you what you are. Hi, I'm Arun Singh. A very warm welcome to Protein X Protein Abhiyan, where we talk to nutritionists, doctors, mothers, working people, and the public at large to talk about all things protein. Today, we are joined by Disha Jhaveri Shah, clinical dietitian and holistic lifestyle nutritionist. A very warm welcome to NDTV. Now, as a clinical nutritionist, people look up to you for health advice. Can you explain the importance of protein in maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Thanks for having me here. First of all, the word protein is a Greek word, which means the first or first class, which means it is something very important. Now, if we look at our daily routine, we do experience at some point that we don't maintain the right amount of stamina throughout the day. We are not able to maintain our posture. Our movements are not smooth. If we fall sick, we are not able to recover quickly. We do fall sick because our immunity is low. So all of this sums up to tell us that proteins have a part to play in all these external factors. Like even our hair, we have complaints about thinning of hair and hair fall, whereas keratin is a part of protein which makes up our hair. So these are all external factors, and there are many internal factors where proteins play a role in manufacturing our enzymes, hormones, maintaining blood pH. So that's how it sums up and tells us that proteins are quite important for basic lifestyle and for basic elements in our body.
Sure. So she's established that proteins are very, very important. Now, we'll also talk about the food items that are good sources of protein, keeping in mind both vegetarians and non-vegetarians.
Yes, I myself, I'm a vegetarian. When we talk about cereals, nuts, dry fruits, and your animal proteins, all of them have proteins. All right. But the difference is in the quality and the quantity of protein. So it is definitely true that the ones who consume animal proteins are able to meet the complete amino acid profile, but that doesn't mean that vegetarians can't meet the right quality of proteins. You know, It's like an orchestra. You have musicians playing different instruments. The same way we have different food groups for vegetarians. Like you can combine different cereals like say rice flakes, rava, jawar, wheat. You can combine them with dals, pulses, and make them into a complete protein. So that's how you can ensure that by making the right combinations, you can complete the rhythm of proteins. People choose to become vegans, and even vegans can complete their protein profile by using soya, which has an amino acid profile which is quite complete. So it is possible to meet your requirement of proteins naturally. If not, then you may have to take up something else.
Right. So this advice is actually music to the ears, and I really like the orchestra analogy there. Now, most Indians have protein deficiency in their diet. How do you think we can bridge that gap?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So when I look at the protein requirements, research says that anywhere between 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kg body weight is our basic requirement. Now, this requirement can change depending on whether you are an athlete, if a mother is pregnant, a child is growing, lactation. Okay, so the requirements can change for the proteins. But if you consider the basic requirement, suppose that comes to about say 80 grams. So what we generally do is you look at what you consume through the day. For example, for breakfast, you may be taking some dairy item. For lunch, you may be having dals or curds. For dinner also similar, if you're adding paneer also. So that's how you are able to decide that, okay, in a day, this much I can definitely manage. So probably that comes to about, say, 50 grams of proteins. So I'm still lacking about 30 grams of proteins. So it is possible that I can naturally meet those 30 grams of proteins by consciously eating those food groups in my diet. But if you are not able to manage naturally, then you can consider to add supplements, which is the calculated amount of supplements, and that can be done by a qualified nutritionist, and that ensures that you are able to meet your protein requirement rather than falling deficient. Also, what happens is people think that if we add proteins through a supplement, we may land up getting some kidney problems or we may gain more weight. But if you are taking the right amount, in fact, you are saving yourself from malnourishment. So the timing of protein and the quantity of protein, both are important so that we can bridge the gap of lack of protein.
Okay, and do you think people are becoming more aware now? thanks to the internet and shows like these.
Yes, I must definitely compliment that we are having this kind of an awareness program where we are getting the right information to the audience. I feel we are in a generation where we are thinking healthy, but we are unknowingly still doing something which is unhealthy. So I personally feel that nutrition literacy, is something which is very essential. In fact, if we have the authority and the opportunity, then we must definitely make nutrition science a part of our regular school curriculum, so that the children are aware and they can prevent themselves from falling prey of wrong science,
Right.
which comes along easily.
100%, and you start them young, and that's a great advice here coming from you, Disha. Thank you so very much for joining us for this conversation.
It was great. Thank you so much.
With this, we've come to an end of this segment of Protein X Protein Abhiyan. But send us your suggestions on what more would you want us to discuss about protein here. Write to us on our social media handles or log on to ndtv.com/Protein Abhiyan and take the pledge by using #ProteinPledge. This is Arun Singh signing off.